What's up guys, this is Automotive Anonymous, and if you're new to my channel, I do car reviews, truck reviews, 0 to 60s with GPS and other fun stuff. Today we have a 2023 LZ0 Duramax Silverado, and it's the rally sport truck, baby. That means this is the good looking one. It's like the street version. It was generously borrowed by Twin Falls Chevy in Southern Idaho. It's below MSRP by several thousand, so I'll link it below. And if you're wondering, yes it does, it has functional aero. Otherwise guys, let's get right into it with a walk around review, go through the specs, initial driving impressions, 0 to 60s, again with the GPS, I'll save it for the end, and final thoughts to decide if this sterling gray metallic crew cab is worth your time and money. It's part of the 4th gen Silverado that started in 2019. The equivalent Sierra is actually in the 5th gen, just how it all ended up working out. Chevy sells about 500,000 Silverados a year. GMC sells about 250,000 Sierras a year. MSRP on this one, the way it's loaded, is about 65 grand. The dealer's asking roughly 60. That's why it's linked in the description below. It has the Z51 off-road package, baby, convenience pack 2, and a few other goodies. It has a 3:23 final drive ratio, so it's pretty good for getting MPG, and about 8 inches of ground clearance. And yes, it has the USB exhaust tips and the trailer package, so you can do quite a bit with this. The 1500 Silverado can tow up to 1,300 pounds if it's spec'd appropriately. Payload is just under 2,000 pounds in what's roughly a 6-foot bed. And overall, this truck is about 19 feet long, 7 feet wide, and 6.5 feet tall, so it is a pretty big boy. It's not as big as the Trail Boss I reviewed or the HD Duramax I just hopped out of, but it is a big truck, and it handles the road really well. Overall, this one weighs about 50 pounds, or as you could imagine, about 75 brown lab retrievers. And then the tires, 265, 65, 18 with a full-size temporary wheel underneath the bed. It's a 24-gallon gas tank, which means when you're in the diesel and you're getting 27 highway, 22 city, you're good for about 650 miles of range. That's pretty impressive for a truck. I'll show you the 3-liter diesel in just a little bit, but it's been refreshed for this year. It makes 305 horse, 495 torque. Let's hop inside. Before we talk about this door panel, if you like my video, my style review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to help support the channel, and comment to tell me what you want to see next or what your thoughts are in general of this RST. We have really nice soft touch materials. The armrests are wide, they're comfortable. You have that wood trim, some aluminum type of lining, Bose speakers, and the double bottle holders with some room for a lot of other goodies. So what are you gonna hide in there? Comment that below. You do have a nice running board that goes the length all the way to the bed. Nothing on the door sill other than this brushed aluminum type of place. Z51 on the floor mats, rubberized pedals, hood release, 4x4 options, electronic parking brake, lighting settings, ventilation, kind of like a piano black throughout the interior. It looks really good. And then leather 10-way adjustable seats, and they are heated. They feel really good. But up top, there's no sunroof. You're gonna have to option that if you want. And then more wood trimming right here with another storage for your phone or whatever else you want to hide on the driver side of the cabin. A-pillar does have a grab bar. Push button start. You get the nice little graphic on the 12-inch display, and then a 13-inch display for the infotainment. It likes to beep at us. Has a lot of safety features, including the heads-up display with the lights for your adaptive cruise type of settings. You have paddles for the 10-speed automatic, heated steering wheel. I love the open 6 o'clock grab handle. The horn sounds pretty good. It's telling us that we're low on fuel. Low on diesel. Anyways, I restarted the trip on my way over here. You can see it's getting 26 mpg, just going an average of what it thinks is 25 miles an hour. Astonishingly impressive for a big diesel truck like this. Otherwise, the leather feels really good. Over here, we have the big 13-inch screen. It's pretty cool. The cameras on Silverados are exceptionally good clarity. I really do like them. When you turn the wheel, you can see the lines move to help guide you into place. You have your home button there, your volume, all the physical buttons. You do have to turn off auto start stop if you don't like that feature. On this vehicle though, it's integrated quite well. You might not even notice it's there. Trailer brake, all of the HVAC buttons, USB, USB-C, and a nice big rubber lined area. You have a pencil holder, your post-it holder, and you could fit 2 drinks. And because the roof is so high in the Silverado, you could fit some big boy sippy cups, whatever you need. Some big gulps, as long as the base fits in there. It's rubber lined, it's gonna be pretty darn secure. And then the shifter on these sure is interesting. You have to push the button, and then you can go over, or to keep it in park, you just push the park. Kind of an interesting but upscale feature. The armrest is fantastic. It's stitched well. It's a very soft touch, and it's about 20% the width of the front, because that's where the bench seat would otherwise be. You have a wireless charging port down there. You have 120 volt USB, USB-C, and then a lift tray that has a bunch of storage compartments with a light on the back portion. Up top, you have all of your OnStar, your LED lights, and then you can slide open the back, because for most of us with usual sized and length arms, that's just a little bit too far to reach. It does have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and all the goodies. But let's turn it off and hop in the back. The back seat of these crew cab Silverados is just ginormous, but we gotta start with the door panel, and you guys know it looks very familiar. It follows suit with the front. Wide armrest, comfortable. You could fit about 6 fingers in this handle, so if you have gloves on, you're still in good shape. Speaker right there, the Bose follows, just doesn't advertise it on the back. And then bottle holder, and another spot for some snacks or other truck related stuff. Down here, nothing really on the door sill plate. We do have the all-weather map package. The seats on these are really cool in that they can just lift up. You have all of your tire changing parts down there and the jack on the other side. This one does have the secret storage. Yeah, comment below, what are you hiding in there? Keep it legal. I don't want to be an accessory to what may unfold. Otherwise, we're going to jump in the back with the B-handle grab bar. And at 5'11", I have probably like 5 or 6 inches of room back here. Map, pocket, ventilation, cup holders, USB-C, USB. And couple more cup holders with a quite sturdy armrest. It doesn't extend out super far. Keep in mind, you might have to finagle your arm for where you're going to fit with your drinks. I guess you could do something like that if you really want to. It might not be the most comfortable though. I'm really glad that the Silverado does include them up here, because that's not offered on all trucks. Otherwise, if you're riding in the back, guys, you really do have a whole lot of room. I probably have about 3 inches above my head. Feels like a living room back here. Let's hop around the back. We have the easy lower and the 12 tie downs, 3 on each corner. They're rated for 500 pounds a piece. We have the outlet back here, the bed lighting that the control for is inside, and you got some drink holders, maybe a bowl of soup right there, a drink right there, and likewise for a passenger. It's nice that this one is bed lined, and I do like the Chevy stamped into the front of the bed. You got the side step. And if we're checking out the backseat passenger, by now you guys know what the door panels look like. Really nice for a vehicle of this stature. For being the rally sport truck, it really keeps it clean. Same thing over here, you get a map pocket, you get the 4D lift, and there's that jack again. And you do have enough room. You guys could hide some more stuff down there, whether it's emergency, you know, recovery gear, a blanket, you know, your wallet, whatever it is. Same spot here, another storage compartment. And then if you're riding shotgun, you get a really nice view. You get the Bose stamped right there. Same double bottle holder pockets. And overall, it's just a really nice place to be. Surprisingly though, you don't get power options. You only get manual, but it's a 5-star overall crash test rating, so the backpack's just fine sitting up front. We do have a locking glove box right here. It's fairly deep. It should fit more than just your pamphlets. I don't see any plugins in there though. You do have a little bit of a storage compartment right here, similar to what the driver had, where you can kind of keep it private from each other. You can't see each other's side. And then the hidden glove box. Again, comment below, what are you hiding in here. Let's go around to the front, check out under the bonnet, and see what the LZ0 3-liter inline-6 diesel actually looks like. All right, guys, this LZ0 that makes a little bit more power than the LM2 from the previous model years of this eco diesel is really cool. Up top, you get the air filter, all of your reservoirs, and then the ducting disappears to go through the magical plumbing and piping to get to the turbo to make that Duramax diesel as powerful as it is. You got the oil dipstick, diesel fluid fill, the battery, positive terminal, negative terminal on that side, and then you can see it, the turbo is right under there, under the heat shield. It seems like it would be extremely easy to work on down the road when this needs maintenance, or if it ever needs a replacement, or you're in the aftermarket world and you want to update some stuff. This would honestly be such an easy platform from first sight impressions of working on it. Let's drop the hood, take it for a drive, and we're going to teleport inside, go for initial driving impressions, and then I'll show you the 0 to 60 with the GPS. Initial driving impressions of the 3-liter diesel RST is, boy does it sound good with that turbo spooling just about all the time. Visibility is great, being a Silverado. If you guys haven't driven one of these or seen it on my other videos, go test drive one. You can really see basically where all the corners of the vehicle are. The side mirrors are really impressive. They're large for not being tow mirrors. And because the cabin isn't that long, you can see right through it with that big rear view mirror. It feels like you're looking down on other SUVs and cars for not even being lifted like the Trail Boss, the ZR2, any of those other ones, or even like an HD truck. You really do still feel pretty high up. Power delivery, well, let's just see what it does from like a 40 roll before we get to our private road for the real 0 to 60. But if you're just passing someone like on the highway, you know, a semi, farm equipment, whatever it might be, that's what you can expect. With the 10-speed transmission, it does a really good job. The steering wheel feels good, the armrests are comfortable. These Bose speakers, they sound really good. It's hard to not have it playing while I'm recording for you guys, but we can't do that right now. As you know, the brakes on Silverados, or if you didn't know, they actually work really well, because if your truck is equipped to tow, you have some updated heavy-duty parts like the brakes, like the oil coolers, things like that. So when you're not towing, when you're just cruising, the systems feel really strong. There's a good amount of reserve, which is always nice if you're not having to just barely halt to a stop. And then I really like having the camera going when I'm driving because, you know, it's fun. I probably wouldn't do that if I owned this truck, but just in these test drives, having it for a couple hours, it's just kind of entertaining for me because the Chevy truck cameras are really good. You have all the storage space you need. If you're driving, what more would you need? I mean, if you know more, tell me, I want to hear it. Otherwise, it's just nice to have physical buttons. Chevy's formula is really nice. And in a world where physical buttons are disappearing, I'm glad they keep true to it. For some reason, guys, in my walk around, I always forget to show you that you have storage up there behind the screen on most Silverados. Because of the long wheelbase being nearly 12 feet long, we have really good stability on the road. Even though this truck is only about 5,000 pounds or just over, it's planted. Don't go around corners too fast. It's obviously not a sports car. The body roll isn't too bad on this one where it isn't one of the taller trim levels, so center of gravity isn't overly abundantly high, but it does really well for what it is. That turbo engine sure sounds good and puts a lot of torque down at almost 500 peak foot-pounds, not to be confused with fork pounds. That's a whole nother measurement. Road and wind noise, not too bad. The wind has died down a little bit as a few snowflakes have started to fall. It was windy a couple hours ago, but sitting in here, the cabin feels really insulated. So between that and then the Bose speakers drowning out anything with the depth that they produce, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape, guys. Otherwise, we're almost to our private road. Let's do our 0 to 60. All right, guys, 0 to 60 in the 3-liter diesel. It's in 4 high on our private road. We're gonna do a little bit of a brake rev. I'll verbalize the true 0 to 60 and then I'll post the GPS graph after. The bottom left shows what it does without the foot of rollout. That's the way the magazine rates it, even though that's not necessarily the full true time like I'll verbalize. And density altitude is about 3,000 feet, true altitude about 4,000 feet. So the vehicle is down on power about 5%. Keep that in mind if this doesn't line up with the magazine. That pulls really good for what it is, for being the economic option. True 0 to 60 came in at 7.94. That's really not bad for what this truck is, given all the circumstances. I've also done 0 to 60 and all the other ones, the 5.3, the 2.7, the 6.2, the 6.6 diesel. If you're interested, those videos exist on my channel. Otherwise, let's get to our final thoughts. Final thoughts of the RST with the diesel is it is an incredible truck. Not only are you getting fantastic fuel economy, but as you saw, the performance of this is actually quite good, in addition to the regular capacity and just overall ability of this truck to do truck things, to take you where you want to go, and to do it well, to do it reliably for a long time. This body style, especially with that front end refresh that happened last year, is really growing on me. The blacked out grille, bow tie on the front, those LED lights are exceptionally bright. Overall, it's just a really good looking truck, a really good looking overall package, especially on an overcast day like today. That gray styled color just looks fantastic. I reviewed this engine in the Trail Boss a few weeks ago, and I have it coming out. If it hasn't already posted, it's going to be in another 0 to 60 comparison against the big boy Duramax and the 6.2 big V8. So check those out if you're interested. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Remember, vehicle link below. Always like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, guys, take care.